Imagine waking up one morning to discover that your bank account has ballooned overnight. A number so massive, it seems like a scene straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster. Suddenly, the stress of everyday bills and mundane routines vanishes, replaced by an overwhelming sense of possibility. But before you start picturing yourself on a private island with a coconut drink in hand, let's take a moment to breathe and think. Managing a sudden fortune isn't all sunshine and rainbows. In fact, if you're not careful, that incredible windfall might just slip away faster than you can say lottery ticket. Today, we're diving into a down-to-earth conversation about how to handle unexpected wealth with a mix of humor, caution, and a dash of common sense. So, grab a comfy seat, maybe a cup of coffee, or something stronger, and let's talk about how to make sure your newfound riches last. Keep it on the down low. Let's start with a little secret. When you come into a lot of money unexpectedly, your first instinct might be to shout it from the rooftops. "I'm rich," you might exclaim, even if it's just a whisper to your best friend over a cup of coffee. But here's the deal, keeping this information under wraps is absolutely critical. Think of your fortune as a delicate soufflé. It can collapse if you let too many people know about it. Why the secrecy, you ask? Well, when everyone knows you've hit the jackpot, you're suddenly surrounded by a swarm of opportunists. Friends, relatives, and even complete strangers might start popping up with ideas, advice, or outright requests for cash. In our hyper-connected world, it's all too easy for envy and greed to take center stage. So be smart. For the first few months, keep your financial news to yourself. Not only does this protect your money, but it also gives you the breathing room you need to figure out your next moves without unnecessary pressure. Clear out the old baggage. Debt, be gone. Now that you've decided to keep things under wraps, it's time to deal with the not-so-fun part. Your debts. Yes, those pesky little numbers that have been gnawing at your financial peace of mind. Whether it's a mortgage, credit card balances, or that student loan you've been dreading since graduation, clearing your debt should be one of your top priorities. Picture your debt as an unwanted guest at a party, one that overstays its welcome and eats all your snacks. By paying it off, you're essentially showing that guest the door and reclaiming control over your finances. Not only will this give you a fresh start, but it also prevents interest from snowballing into an even bigger problem. So go ahead and channel your inner financial superhero, zap those debts away, and set the stage for a debt-free future. Don't hit the quit button on your job just yet. It might seem tempting to toss your work life out the window once your bank balance looks like a phone number. After all, who needs the 9-to-5 grind when you're suddenly swimming in cash, right? Well, hold on a minute. Quitting your job immediately might feel liberating, but it could also lead to unexpected consequences. Your job isn't just about earning a paycheck. It gives you structure, purpose, and a sense of identity. It's the framework that has carried you through the ups and downs of life. And sometimes that stability is exactly what you need when facing a massive change. Keeping your routine, at least for a while, can provide a grounding effect while you adjust to your new financial reality. Think of it as holding on to a lifeline while you learn to navigate the uncharted waters of wealth. So take a deep breath, keep showing up, and let your job be the steady anchor that keeps you balanced during this exciting transition. Let your money take a nap. We know it's hard to resist the urge to go on a spending spree. After all, when was the last time you had so much cash at your fingertips? But here's a golden nugget of wisdom. Let your money rest for a while before you start splurging. Imagine your wealth as a sleeping giant that needs time to adjust to its newfound muscle before it can really go to work. The idea is to give yourself a cooling-off period, ideally around 6 months, during which you refrain from making any major purchases or impulsive investments. This pause isn't just about saving money, it's about giving you time to think, plan, and prioritize. It's like letting a fine wine breathe. Sometimes, the best flavor comes after a little time has passed. So, while you might be itching to book that spontaneous vacation or buy that flashy sports car, hold off and let your money settle in. Trust us, your future self will thank you for the restraint. Invest in the best asset, you. Now that you've cleared your debt and given your money some time to chill, it's time to turn the spotlight inward. Yes, we're talking about investing in yourself. You might be thinking, I already hit the jackpot, what's left to learn? But here's the thing, without a solid understanding of how money works, even a massive windfall can evaporate faster than you can say, oops. Imagine trying to navigate a foreign country without a map. That's what it's like trying to manage sudden wealth without financial literacy. So consider diving into some money management courses, reading up on investment strategies, or even getting a mentor who's been there, done that. This is your opportunity to become financially savvy and avoid the common pitfalls that have tripped up many before you. Plus, investing in yourself is not only practical, it's empowering. You're building a foundation that will serve you for the rest of your life, and that's a reward in itself. Stick with your trusted advisors. If you inherited your fortune, chances are there was a reliable financial advisor behind the scenes, helping to safeguard that money. It might be tempting to jump ship and look for a new and improved advisor. But sometimes the best choice is to stick with what has worked in the past. These trusted professionals have navigated the ups and downs of the market and know a thing or two about preserving wealth. Think of your financial advisor as a wise friend who's been around the block. They've seen trends come and go, and they know how to steer clear of the shiny, high-risk traps that can spell disaster for your bank account. While it might be fun to shop around for alternatives, maintaining that continuity can provide stability during an otherwise turbulent time. So give a nod of appreciation to the advisor who helped you get here, and keep them in the loop as you plan your next steps. Redefining comfortable, living smart, not lavishly. When you suddenly come into a lot of money, the temptation to completely overhaul your lifestyle is real. Suddenly, the idea of buying a sprawling mansion or a fleet of luxury cars seems more attainable than ever. But here's a little secret. Living comfortably doesn't mean going overboard on extravagance. In fact, many who have experienced sudden wealth end up spending so much on lavish lifestyles that their fortunes vanish faster than free samples at a grocery store. Instead, aim for a balanced lifestyle, one where you enjoy your money without letting it dictate your every move. It might mean paying off your mortgage, investing in a cozy home in a community that reflects your true values, or simply enjoying the little things in life without the need for constant opulence. By staying grounded and making thoughtful choices, you ensure that your lifestyle remains sustainable over the long term. Remember, it's not about flaunting your wealth. It's about creating a secure, comfortable life where your money works for you, not against you. Friends, favors, and financial fiascos. One of the trickiest parts of managing a sudden windfall is navigating the ever-challenging world of relationships. Suddenly, you're no longer just you. You're the person with the cash, and that status can attract a swarm of well-meaning or not so well-meaning requests. From business proposals to loan requests, friends and acquaintances might start coming to you with all sorts of ideas, expecting you to fund their dreams. Now, don't get us wrong. It's wonderful to help out those you care about, but there's a fine line between lending a hand and draining your bank account. Emotional ties can cloud judgment, and before you know it, you might be caught up in a web of financial favors that leave you with less money than you started with. The key is to be cautious and objective. Treat every request as a business decision, one where you weigh the risks and benefits carefully. And if in doubt, consult your financial advisor before making any commitments. It's perfectly okay to say no, even if it might hurt someone's feelings in the short term. After all, protecting your wealth is ultimately protecting your future, and by extension, the future of those you care about. The entrepreneurial allure, to start a business or not. The entrepreneurial spirit, a siren call for many who suddenly find themselves flush with cash. The idea of being your own boss, launching a groundbreaking business, or even just dabbling in a passion project can be incredibly enticing. But here's a reality check. Most new businesses fail, and the risks involved are real and significant. While your newfound fortune might make you feel invincible, it's important to remember that starting a business isn't just about having money. It's about having a solid plan, a deep understanding of the market, and the perseverance to weather the inevitable storms. Instead of diving headfirst into a new venture, take the time to research thoroughly, seek expert advice, and assess whether now is truly the right time to become an entrepreneur. Sometimes, letting your money work for you through more stable investments is the smarter move while you build up the knowledge and confidence needed to run a business successfully. Think of it as dipping your toes in the water rather than taking the plunge. This way, you're less likely to end up with a financial belly flop. Buckle up, preparing for change. We all know that with great wealth comes great attention, sometimes in the form of envy, lawsuits, or even outright scams. Suddenly, having money makes you a magnet for all sorts of unwanted drama. The legal and personal risks associated with sudden wealth are real, and being prepared is the only way to fend off the potential pitfalls. Imagine your fortune as a shiny new car. While it might look amazing, it also attracts a crowd of curious onlookers, some of whom might even try to steal it. In financial terms, this means being extra cautious about legal challenges, predatory schemes, or even well-meaning friends who might try to take advantage of your situation. The best way to prepare is by setting up robust legal protections, staying informed about potential risks, and keeping a close eye on changes in your personal and professional environment. This proactive approach not only shields your wealth, but also gives you peace of mind as you navigate the choppy waters of sudden affluence. Health is wealth. Taking care of yourself. It might sound cliché, but there's no wealth without good health. In the midst of the excitement of a financial windfall, it's easy to neglect the most important asset, you. Whether you're planning lavish parties or contemplating a new hobby, remember that your long-term well-being should be at the forefront of your priorities. Start with a comprehensive health checkup. Invest in a personalized wellness plan that includes proper nutrition, regular exercise, and mental health support. Think of this as a long-term investment in the very foundation of your future happiness. After all, what's the point of having all that money if you can't enjoy it because you're not feeling your best? By focusing on your health, you're not only ensuring a better quality of life for yourself, but also setting a positive example for your loved ones. And hey, a healthy you is a more fun you, ready to enjoy all the adventures that life and your newfound fortune have to offer. The magic of the 5% rule. Here's a little nugget of financial wisdom that might just change the way you think about your money. The 5% rule. Essentially, this rule suggests that you should invest your windfall in a way that it generates an annual return, ideally around 5 cents, that you can live on without touching the principal. In other words, let your money work for you, like a well-trained butler who ensures that your wealth keeps growing year after year. It might sound a bit too neat and tidy in theory, but this principle is all about creating a sustainable system where you benefit from your investments without depleting your fortune. By living off the returns instead of the principal, you set yourself up for a lifetime of financial security. It's like planting a money tree and only harvesting its fruit while leaving the roots intact to produce more fruit in the years to come. Embrace this rule, and you'll soon realize that a disciplined approach to spending and reinvestment can be the secret to turning a short-term windfall into long-term prosperity. Protecting your tribe, securing your family's future money isn't just about you. It's also about the people you love. When you suddenly come into wealth, the impact on your family can be profound. With that in mind, it's essential to protect your loved ones from the potential pitfalls of sudden riches. One effective way to do this is by setting up a trust or a similar financial structure that safeguards your principal while allowing controlled disbursements for your family's needs. This isn't just about shielding them from overspending. It's about creating a legacy that lasts. By carefully planning how your wealth is distributed, you ensure that your family can benefit from your good fortune without risking the depletion of your hard-earned money. It's like building a safety net that catches your loved ones if they stumble, but one that also encourages them to learn the value of money management. In this way, you're not only securing your family's future, but also laying the groundwork for generations to come. Love, loyalty, and the perils of wealth. Let's get personal for a moment. Money has a notorious habit of complicating relationships. When you suddenly have more cash than you know what to do with, even the closest of bonds can be tested by temptation, jealousy, or greed. Whether it's the allure of infidelity or the subtle shifts in power dynamics with your partner and friends, it's essential to keep your relationships grounded in trust and loyalty. This isn't just a financial issue, it's a matter of the heart. Maintaining open, honest communication with those closest to you is critical. Remember, wealth can magnify both the best and the worst in people. So be vigilant, but also be forgiving. Balance your newfound responsibilities with the simple joys of connection and shared experiences. Humor, too, can be a great ally here. Laugh at the absurdity of some situations, keep your feet on the ground, and never let money define the true value of your relationships. The play it safe strategy. If you've gotten this far, you're probably realizing that managing sudden wealth isn't a sprint. It's a marathon. And in a marathon, pacing is everything. You might be tempted to take a huge risk or make a bold move just to feel that adrenaline rush, but sometimes the smartest move is to play it safe. Think of your windfall as a precious resource that needs to be nurtured rather than spent recklessly. This means avoiding the temptation to invest in shady ventures or to chase after every high-risk opportunity that comes your way. It's all about balance. Enjoy your wealth, but don't let it go to your head. Stick with tried and true strategies and always consult with experts when you're considering any major financial decisions. By being cautious and measured, you protect your fortune from the many pitfalls that come with impulsive behavior. After all, the goal isn't just to enjoy your money today, it's to ensure that it continues to support you for decades to come. Wrapping it up, the balancing act of sudden wealth. So here we are at the end of our little chat about managing sudden wealth. If you've ever wondered how some people go from rags to riches only to lose it all in a heartbeat, the answer lies in the choices they make once the money comes in. Managing a windfall isn't about flashy purchases or wild spending sprees. It's about thoughtful, deliberate decisions that safeguard your future. Think of this entire journey as a balancing act. On one side, you have the excitement, the possibilities, and yes, even a bit of the thrill that comes with newfound affluence. On the other side, there's the sober reality of financial responsibility, the need for discipline, and the wisdom to invest in what truly matters: your future, your health, and your relationships. By maintaining that balance, you turn a fleeting moment of luck into a lifetime of opportunity. Remember, the road ahead may be filled with both challenges and victories. It's perfectly normal to feel overwhelmed at times, especially when faced with decisions that will shape your destiny. But with a steady hand, a clear head, and a bit of humor to keep things light, you can navigate the ups and downs of sudden wealth with grace. Embrace the journey, learn from every twist and turn, and never lose sight of what really matters. A few final thoughts. Before we wrap up, let's revisit some of the key ideas in our conversation today. When fortune smiles upon you unexpectedly, the first and perhaps most important lesson is to keep your good news quiet. Your wealth is a tool, not a trophy to be flaunted, and discretion is your best defense against opportunism and unwanted drama. Next, taking care of practical matters like clearing your debt sets the stage for a fresh start. It's like cleaning out your closet before buying new designer outfits. And while the idea of quitting your job might sound like a dream come true, sticking with your routine for a bit longer provides the stability and structure you need to adjust to your new reality. Giving your money some time to sleep before you let it run wild is another crucial step. This isn't about being miserly, it's about being smart. In the meantime, investing in yourself, both in terms of financial literacy and personal growth, ensures that you're equipped to handle your fortune wisely. Sticking with trusted advisors is a no-brainer. Their experience can be your secret weapon in a world where every financial decision has long-lasting consequences. And when it comes to lifestyle changes, remember, it's perfectly fine to enjoy your wealth, but do so in a way that's sustainable and true to who you are. Extravagance can be fun in small doses, but overindulgence might just lead to a spectacular crash. Relationships, too, require special attention. Money can complicate even the strongest bonds, so keeping your circle of trust intact and nurturing genuine connections will always be more valuable than any dollar amount. And finally, playing it safe might not be as thrilling as taking a big gamble, but it's the surest way to ensure your windfall lasts for the long haul. Bringing it all together, Let's step back and look at the bigger picture. Sudden wealth is a game changer. It has the power to transform your life in unimaginable ways. But as with any powerful force, it demands respect, careful planning, and a healthy dose of realism. The journey from an unexpected windfall to long-term prosperity isn't paved with luck alone. It's built on the foundation of wise decisions, self-discipline, and the willingness to learn and adapt. Think of your financial journey as a grand adventure, a roller coaster ride with its share of thrills, twists, and turns. There will be moments when you feel on top of the world, and others when you're tempted to throw caution to the wind. During these times, remember the lessons we've shared today. Let them be your guide, your roadmap, and your safety net. After all, the true measure of wealth isn't just in the numbers on your bank statement. It's in the legacy you build, the relationships you nurture, and the life you create for yourself and those you love. So as you stand at the precipice of this exciting new chapter, take a deep breath, smile at the absurdity of it all, and embrace the challenge with both courage and humor. The world of sudden wealth is as unpredictable as it is exhilarating, but with a clear head and a strategic plan, you can turn this moment of fortune into a lifetime of fulfillment and success. In conclusion, your wealth, your future. There you have it, a friendly, no-nonsense talk on how to handle the kind of sudden wealth that can flip your life upside down. We've covered everything from the importance of keeping your windfall a secret to paying off debts, sticking with your job for a bit longer, letting your money settle in, and investing in the best asset of all, you. As you move forward, remember that every decision you make is like a brushstroke on the canvas of your future. Whether you're carefully selecting investments, nurturing your personal relationships, or simply taking the time to enjoy a well-earned laugh, each moment contributes to the masterpiece that is your life. And while the temptation to go on a spending spree may loom large, the real secret to lasting wealth lies in the choices you make when no one is watching. So, here's to you, the person who woke up to a life-changing sum of money and is now ready to take on the challenge with humor, heart, and a healthy dose of common sense. May your journey be filled with smart decisions, meaningful connections, and a legacy that shines as brightly as your fortune. Remember, wealth isn't just about having money, it's about creating a life that feels rich in every way possible. And if you ever need a reminder to keep things in perspective, just think back to this conversation and smile at the journey ahead.